And we're away, and down towards Allard, David Smith does lead them off ahead of John Bowler and Stephen Powell. Now, these are the three to watch: Oliver, Ryan Smith and Jenkins. And Oliver under attack from Ryan Smith as they head up towards the complex. These three will be hoping the next three behind them fight each other, and they are doing. Ryan Smith up onto the outside of Stuart Oliver. Oliver takes him wide. David Jenkins getting involved as well. Second place battle, we caught a glimpse of the Weaver Motorsport truck there. We rumble over the line once again. Michael Oliver still second. Ricky Collett still going well in third. Then Martin Gibson and Stuart Oliver. David Jenkins having another go at David Smith, and they're weaving all over the place, more like Caterham racing than trucks there behind. We've got Bint, Powell, O'Rourke and Bowler. Here comes Tom O'Rourke up the inside, attacking Stephen Powell, the MV commercial. Jenkins determined not to let Smith through. I think he's concentrating more on defending from Ryan Smith than he is on attacking John Bowler. Smith's having a go at both of them. You saw the way Jenkins carved across there. Got a wheel on the grass up to the complex, but Smith's got back to the inside. He's got the line for the complex. Into Campbell. He's through to second. Now down to the business of trying to catch John Bowler, the man from Stockport, out of Druids down into Graham Hill Bend, and David Jenkins has got through on the inside at Druids, ahead of Stuart Oliver into second position. Around the left-hander at Graham Hill Bend, there's Tom O'Rourke in the bonneted International Navistar on with Cooper straight into Surtees and McLaren. Then Clearways where the Grand Prix loop joins back in, then into Clark Curve and onto the Sir Jack Brabham straight, and the end of the opening lap of the season. Ryan Smith may have that air restrictor fitted to his Neil Yates is sliding back further down the order because David Jenkins has come through now. Jenkins' his championship hopes have already taken a bit of a dent in that no score in race 3. But he had that contact with John Bowler and lost his radiator. Behind Jenkins, it is Neil Yates now. Stuart Oliver a bit out of shape there through Surtees. Behind Yates is Martin Gibson. Then we've got David Smith, the number 11. I think he'll be on pole for race 5 for P5. They're closing in turn on John Bowler. Smith all over the back of the number 69, the LKQ, Digraph Transport and Morris Lubricants MAN. And behind them, Stephen Powell closing up. Then a gap back to David Smith and Neil Yates in 8th and 9th. So the 9 minutes, plenty of action still to come. Here comes John Powell in the new DAF up the inside. Takes Bradley Harvey. Now he's starting to get into his stride in the new DAF XB. The lead gap. There's David Smith. He's at least recovered some ground. He's nearly a lap down on the leader. Here's our Division 2 leader, Simon Cole in the Iveco. Beats Bradley Harvey by over 2.5 seconds now. Oh, and Adam Bint pulling into the pits. Season so far, he was denied some points at the opener at Brands Hatch by a broken radiator after some contact with John Bowler in the second race, in the third race, I should say, of the weekend. Where's Adam Bint? He's got going again after spinning at the complex there. It's too late on the brakes, I think, going in. Mercedes is now going to fight its way back up the order. Made up another place there into 6th position. A bit of steam there possibly, or is that smoke from Tom O'Rourke? I hope that's not his engine trouble returning. Ryan Smith has got ahead of Stuart Oliver now. That's important for the championship. He's going for the inside on Martin Gibson as well. He gets through into McLean's. Behind them, David Smith, Stephen Powell and John Bowler. Division 2 still led by Simon Cole. Second lap into lap 3. The fastest lap is with John Bowler, 1:39.557. He's going for the leaders. Into the complex, David Smith from Stephen Powell. John Bowler in third. A little bit of a slide there from David Smith. He'll try his hardest to make his MAN the widest MAN in the UK right now, but he's gone a bit wide out of Seagrave. Needs to keep his foot in here. Stephen Powell in the Neil Yates recovery sponsored MAN is a top of the circuit. They go. David Jenkins looking to pull out and have a go there. Stephen Powell moving up on the inside as well. He's got Tom O'Rourke behind him in the 86. John Bowler has a look at Adam Bint in the number 5. Ricky Collett's run a bit wide there. Michael Oliver's up the inside. He's going to go for second place. Down into the chicane. Collett moves to cover. There's a bit of rubbing between the two of them. Bit of contact there on the corners of the two trucks. Now Smith trying to go around the outside at Goodwood. I don't think that's going to work, and that loss of momentum has allowed Jenkins back into the battle as well. We know what deadly rivals Smith and Jenkins are. Smith trying to get to the inside for... Sun shines on the big rigs as they battle their way around. There are a few better sights in motorsport, it has to be said, than a full grid of trucks in battle. Smith still in the fire from the MV Commercials truck of Tom O'Rourke. There's Bint, a few lengths behind them. Smith has increased his lead by another couple of tenths of a second. Stuart Oliver still third, behind of when, not if. Bowler holds the inside line. Can get him on the straight, I think. Yeah, he goes to the inside. Up the inside as they come onto the Sir Jack Brabham straights. They think it's all over. It is now. Bowler fighting back though. They're side by side into paddock. Smith's got the inside line. Ryan Smith having a go up the inside there as well, attacking his namesake David Smith. You're not going to hold me up like you did at Brands Hatch, he says, and gets through. And Ryan Smith already on a charge towards the front of the field. Can he win from 8th on the grid? Michael Oliver leads in the number 12. Needs to make up for lost points. A non-finish in race 1 yesterday when his gearbox gave up. What a fine sight they make. Tom O'Rourke, bit of a mistake there. Got a wheel onto the grass, chasing David Smith. Ryan Smith now leading by nearly 4 seconds over Stuart. Michael Oliver, sorry, in second. Stuart's third, a further 3.5 seconds back. David Jenkins in 4th. He's still on the tail of Stuart Oliver. 5th, Stephen Powell. Then these two. The rest of them come fighting through. Who's leading Division 2? It is Simon Cole, ahead of Bradley Harvey and Archie Handy. There's John Bowler chasing Martin Gibson. Behind them, Adam Bint, O'Rourke, Stephen Powell and Neil Yates rounding out the top 10. Bowler has a look at the inside. Has been blown by the wind, or has somebody gone disappearing off into the trees? We'll wait and see if anybody drops down the timing screen as they come over the line. So Ryan Smith has already gone through to start at lap 5. Stuart Oliver's just over 7 seconds down now. Michael Oliver fighting back on the inside, trying to take John Bowler for second. That's a good move into Allard. David Jenkins says, I'll have some of this as well. This is going to be interesting as they come into the complex. Boston down in Kent, but Michael Oliver's got a run on him here potentially down towards Redgates. Has he got the straight line speed to draw alongside? I think he has. Michael Oliver's going for the lead. He takes the lead into Redgates. The battle for third is between Martin Gibson and Tom O'Rourke. Can David Smith hang on for his first ever Division 1 victory? He's been Division 2 champion in the past. He's having to take it easy through the chicane with that extra obstacle on the outside. Ryan Smith cuts fairly fine over the curbs there at the chicane. Stephen Powell's going for Seth's going to try and take Jenks down into the chicane as well. So David Jenkins has to go over the gravel. You can't get two MANs side by side through there. David Smith has got through there. Was he off track there on the grass on the outside as well? They're taking 1 or 2 liberties here. Something flew off. I think that was from Stephen Powell's truck, the number 3. His front bumper's a bit shredded. Behind Adam Bint in 8th place. Down the outside of David Smith, they're still absolutely side by side. David Jenkins in behind, then it's Martin Gibson. They're all close bunched up as they head through the complex for the first time. Is Bowler, he's just got his nose in front there. Has he got the overlap? Yes, John Bowler takes the lead for the second time this weekend. David Smith in 2nd place. Here comes David Jenkins. David Smith a bit slow out of the complex. Look at the way John Bowler pulled away there. Jenkins hander. There's contact behind between Michael Oliver and Neil Yates. I said this would be frantic over just 5 minutes. Neil Yates on the grass. Tom O'Rourke nearly gets into the back of them. It's like the M25 on a bad day. More contacts. That's Michael Oliver sideways. He's going to go into a spin. Round he goes. There's trucks scattering everywhere in avoidance. Tom O'Rourke has got damage. David Smith across the grass. I think they've all kept it going there. Great cloud of smoke and dust as they rejoin. That's ruined it for Michael. Here's a battle in Division 2. Archie Handy coming under fire from young Callum Neeson. Two of the young guns of the championship here. Battling for 4th in Division 2, 17th overall. Volvo FM12 ahead of the MANTG of Eason. The ex-Andrew Fulcher truck used to be in the red and blue colours of Lenham Storage, Andrew's company. One of those we've seen in the British Championship. Didn't quite make it out in time for Brands Hatch. It's here today. And Jake Evans round the outside of Callum Eason very easily there. Is Callum in trouble there, or did he perhaps just miss a gear? In the ex, I think that is the ex-Andrew Fulcher. He was in 7th position. The Olivers swing their way through Spitfires towards Debenny. No catching Flying Ryan at the moment. 4.67 seconds his lead now over Stuart Oliver. Coming up to lap Graham Poole in the treble.